What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Jim Games Live here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to Blackpink with the song Do. I don't know. Something to do with these and use, and I don't know, maybe something's lost in translation. We'll find out a little bit later. If you're new around here, please consider liking and subscribing because I got a long way to go with my Blackpink journey, and I'd love to have you here with me. Also, got some links down below if you want to check them out. Discord, Twitch, if you want to catch a live show. But without further ado, let's switch screens and let's figure out what this one's about. This one comes highly requested. Let's kill this audio and get right on into it. I don't even know. Hopefully the girls will explain it. We'll see. Here we go.
Blackpink. 얼굴에 그렇지 못한 태도 간녀린 몸에서 가려진 볼륨은 두 배로 거침없이 찍힌 굳이 보진 않지 눈치 Black하면 pink 우린 예쁘장한 savage 원하던 대놓고 뺐지 눈물에도 칼로 무배기 두 손엔 가득한 fat checks 궁금하면 해봐 fact check 눈 높인 꼭대기 물 만난 물고기 좀 톡해 난 toxic 유혹해 I'm foxy
Okay, before we get in this next part here, what a fantastic use of frequency and sound just on this little jam alone. It's pretty wild. And I'm trying to follow along here with the lyrics too, and it sounds like they're talking about just being real and trying to explain who they are themselves. They're saying, you know, sometimes a little bit savage, sometimes a little bit toxic, but this is me, and this is just kind of who I am. Seems like we're moving into like a slower part right here, but also, the melodies here are wild. It sounds like the melody is being played with some sort of like jingle bell almost. Interesting use of frequencies because we're starting off with this whistle type sound, that very, very high pitched noise mixed with this low rumbling kind of almost like a stab style bass. It's very, I don't want to say jarring, but it's just two very, very different frequencies coming together with that bell noise kind of playing off of the main melody. And yeah, not jarring, but it definitely makes it very full and very obvious that what you're hearing is a very polished electronic sound as to opposed to any sort of organic instrument. Maybe we'll see some organic instruments in the rest of the song. I don't know. We're only a minute into this. But it seems like we're moving into a different part right here, which is surprising because we're not even in a minute in, and I feel like I've already heard a couple different styles of music here, from blending from electronica to kind of a hip-hop type thing, and we're about to slow it down right off the bat here, which is interesting. You know, the song just kind of starts off with a bang, so maybe having a slow part this quick in the song is... I don't know. I'm still curious about the structure of the song and where it's going, so I'll touch on that in a little bit. But let's continue.
궁금하면 해봐 fact check 눈 높인 꼭대기 물 만난 물고기 좀 톡해 난 toxic 유혹해 I'm foxy 두 번 생각해 흔한 남들처럼 착한 척이 못하니까 착각하지 마 쉽게 웃어주는 건 날 위한 거야 아직은 잘 모르겠지 그저 원하면 test me 넌 불보듯이 뻔해
Nice. What a hook. What a hook.
지금 내가 걸어가는 거린 Blackpink four-way 사거리 동서 남북 사방으로 running 이는 버킷리스트 싹 다 버려 널 당기는 것도 멀리 밀치는 것도 제 멋대로 하는 bad girl 조건 싫어하고 누가 뭐라 하던 with a bass drop it's another banger 두 번 생각해 흔한 남들처럼 착한 척은 못하니까 착각하지 마 쉽게 웃어주는 건 날 위한 거야 아직은 잘 모르겠지 굳이 원하면 test me 넌 불보듯이 뻔해 만나는 걸 원했다면 Wait till I do what hit you with that do-do-do-do Oh yeah, oh yeah Hit you with that do-do-do-do
Oh.
do when I come through with
Oh.
what you gon' do when I come through with think I want like fire. Think I want like fire. Blackpink.
Okay. This song has got some legs to it. This song actually has some depth, and there it is. We're actually hearing organic instruments. They switched up the beat here. We got several different snares they're using, but at this point, they've taken out the 808 electronic toms. They've given us some actual live drums. We start off with like a clean, slightly driven guitar, and then the guitar kind of builds a little bit more, and you just get the hits from it. So we have some actual tones that are coming in organically, mixed together with this very, very polished electronica, pop, hip hop. I can't figure out the genre of music this is. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to pinpoint it. It's driving me nuts because every 30 seconds or so, or 15 seconds or so, the song is throwing me through a loop. But we're actually hearing, I gotta take us back, we're actually hearing some beautiful organic instruments mixed together with these sounds. Now, I was curious about that because, as I said at the beginning of this video, is these sounds, they sound super polished. They sound super electronic. This is a super produced, very easy to tell that's an electronic sound mixed together with a bunch of other ones. But when you throw in a guitar or actual live drum sounds, a lot of times what happens is it becomes a little bit jarring. That's not quite the case as to what just happened here. This was a beautiful transition, almost a switch of key from the vocalist. I'm sorry, I'm not sure which girl that was, but it's really kind of taken us down a little bit. I have a theory about these lyrics too, but I'm going to save that for the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. But I got to hear this part one more time. What a fantastic build. I mean, honestly, I feel like this whole song is an awesome build with just some awesome hook drops. That slight reverb that really pulls it together. If that's what it is, because everything is so polished and so clean, and like it just like there's no decay on everything. It's just all attack all the time, and it's just just on your senses. You know, there's just so many different little melodies going back and forth. When we're actually introduced to these the organic instruments here, the guitar, I believe it might even be live bass as well. There's a bit of reverb on it. It sounds like it's a wider sound coming at you. Again, that's actually really hard to do when you have such a tightly knit song or sounds or frequencies that we've been hearing before. This is actually quite difficult to do. This is pretty impressive. But when it does come together and we have a little bit more legs to it, a little bit more room to breathe, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And it's beautiful too. It's beautiful too because this has like almost like a breakbeat type style to it. It has like that drop. What is this? I'm gonna stop trying to figure out what this song sounds like. Try and explain what's happening sonically and just enjoy it for the rest of it. But let's continue.
Do when I come through with what you gon' do when I come through with think I want like fire.
Lord, listen back.
Think I want like fire. Blackpink.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing.
Think I want like fire. Think I want like fire. Hit you with that do.
Damn. Wow. Blackpink stepping up with the song. I think it's do. That's incredible. All right, so I got a good look at these ladies now for the first time. Yeah, you know, it's quite obvious. You know, elephant in the room, obviously, these are very, very attractive girls here. But that's not a crutch. You know what I mean? It's not something I feel like that they just need to be attractive and there's nothing else behind it because, you know, as you've seen from me just freaking out about the sound design of just this track alone, like there's some structure and there's some actual real artistic integrity sonically here. that it's hard to ignore. So yes, they're beautiful, but yes, there's also some integrity behind it as well. I'm glad that the beauty thing is not just a crutch, where it's just like, oh, I'm a very attractive singer, so I'm getting some popularity that way. That's not the case. That's 100% not the case with these gals right here. And it's cool too because everything I've seen from them too. Speaking about that, has seemed, it doesn't seem like it's too overly sexualized anyway. You know what I mean? A lot of times, like these girls, they'll be wearing like super tight things, or they're just trying to look like very, very sexy. This song in particular, especially, and everything I've seen from them before, it doesn't have that vibe. Like, yes, there's some sex appeal because they're very pretty, but they're not wearing things that are like, like super, super tight, or like low cut stuff, or stuff that's just kind of like, screaming, hey, look at me because I'm showing some sort of sex appeal. I haven't seen that from these girls yet. Maybe they do that later on. I don't know. But so far, I haven't seen them do that yet. And I respect the hell out of them for it. In fact, this song actually has more, and I'm probably the wrong guy to explain what this is, but I'm getting kind of a really cool girl power vibe from this song. Again, random middle-aged American white guy. I know very little about girl power, and that's like that, but I know that it has a very positive feel of empowerment in this song. It talks about them trying to be real as possible, and I will smile, but I'm only smiling, like, don't flatter yourself. I'm just smiling because it just, this is just how I get stuff done, and it being nice or whatever. And they're talking about, just basically I think it's all about just like being real and true to yourself. And maybe that sounds cliche or weird, just me saying it, but it seems like very girl positive, which is probably another reason why a lot of people latch on to these artists. But what does it for me, the thing that hits home for me, and the thing that it's most exciting to me about this music in particular, is the sound design, the structure, the use of some wild frequencies that should not work. Sounds that are just way too high with sounds that are just way, way too low. And then a million different, almost schizophrenic sounding melodies bouncing off of those two frequencies in between. And somehow it still is a freaking jam. Now pile that on top of them switching the music style every 15 to 30 seconds, and you got yourself a recipe for some crazy ADD music, and I dig it. I didn't think I would. I didn't think this was going to be for me, I started doing Blackpink, I started doing Dreamcatcher, and BTS. Those are the three ones that were always requested on my channel. And I'm like, it's K-pop, I guess. I don't know much about K-pop. Is it music for me? I'm just a regular, it just didn't seem like it was for me. I thought it was just music for like kids or whatever. But, even if this is music for a younger generation, what's endearing to me is I like the positive vibes that they're kind of sending out. I like the fact that there's some artistic integrity in the music. I like the fact that they're not just like, it doesn't seem like they're just mumbling. It seems like they're very audible and very coherent as to what they're saying and easy to follow. And I'll be damned, kind of makes you want to move, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not a dancer. You'll never see me on the dance floor, but this is a song that just kind of makes you want to move. Like, the melodies are still just pumping through my head. What a freaking jam this is. Blackpink. Wow. Do. I was not expecting this one. But, it's official. It's absolutely official now. I did a test run a couple weeks ago with those three bands. I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue doing BTS, Blackpink, and Dreamcatcher. I'm going to follow those three bands for at least 3 or 4 other songs. I'm not sure what songs I'm going to do left. What songs I'm going to do next. If you have a suggestion, please post it down below. I really appreciate that. But I think I'm going to follow them for a little bit longer because my curiosity has taken me in a completely different direction as to what I thought I was going to get into. My first initial thought was, well, what makes them so good? Why do they have so many fans? Why are people so connected to them? And I'm starting to kind of realize that now. Now, I know I've just scratched the surface lyrically of what's kind of going on. I've been focusing a lot on the music, but hopefully for my next reaction, I want to focus on more of some of their more intense lyrical writing songs, I guess. Something that's like lyrically brilliant, I want to see next. Also, hey, I got a question for everybody. If anybody knows, are these girls writing music themselves, or are they just the vocalists, or are they just working with some fantastic producers? Because I'd really like to know how much of a hand they have in the actual music writing experience, or if it's just done for some incredible producers. If you know, please let me know. But hey, if you enjoyed your time with me today, please consider liking and subscribing. I do this sort of thing all the time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.